Dear learners, a happy day to all of you. I am Dr. Sindhu Kumran, Assistant Professor from the Department of Educational Technology, Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University, Chennai. I am here to discuss a topic on e-resources. You might have come across this word e-resources. Before going to the topic, what is the main objective of we are going to have in this or going to obtain in this session? First, after this presentation, you will be able to comprehend the definition and importance of e-resources. You can categorize different types of e-resources. Next, you can define e-books and e-journals, and at last you can understand the concept of electronic databases. What is resources? Resources means the data which is already available in the earth to help the needy who needs the resources at any time and at anywhere in the earth. Then what is the meaning of resources? Resources means resources refers to all the materials which are available on the environment, which are technologically accessible, economically feasible, and culturally sustainable. And also it helps us to satisfy our needs and wants. You might have known that it is technologically accessible. That is, you can access the e-resources through any digital devices, and it is of economically feasible. That is, the amount which you are going to spend is very minimum. Next, it is culturally sustainable, and it satisfies all our needs. Next, what is e-resources? What do you mean by e-resources? An e-resource is a material which requires computer mediation in order to access its content and make it very useful. That is, the main important point of e-resources material is it acquires computer mediation in order to access it content and make it useful and convenient to the users. E-resource is known as electronic resource, which means the information which can be stored in an electrical signal but not necessary on a computer. Many of you might have known that e-resources is a resource which is can be downloadable and saved in a computer. It's not true. It can also be stored in a computer. That is the correct thing. You can access it, the electrical signal, through any digital devices which you have owned by yourself. It might be of smartphone or tab or computer, laptop, or any digital devices. You can access e-resources. Next, what are the types of e-resources? There are many types. A few has been listed here. First one is the e-journal, which might be of full text or bibliographic type. The next one is e-books. The next one is the electronic databases. Next, e-newspaper or e-magazines. The last, e-patent, and so on. There are so many e-resources. A few has been listed here. Next, what is e-journal? E-journal is defined as the periodical publication which is published in electronic format, usually on the internet. The pictorial diagram will represent what is e-journal. In the new left review is a journal which is being displayed in a tab. This is called e-journal. You can access it and you can download it. You can save it in any of the digital devices. What are the advantages of e-journals? It can be accessible at anywhere and at any time, convenient for the users. It can be searched using keywords. If, for example, if you want to search the emotional intelligence of a student teacher in a particular district in relation to some demographic variable means, you cannot, it's not necessary to type all the keywords, that is you cannot type the title in a search box. Instead you can type emotional intelligence in a search box. It will display all the emotional intelligence listed in the e-journals. And the next advantage is it's an additional content can be uploaded than the periodic printed one, and back volumes can also be accessed through e-journals. What are the disadvantages of e-journals? The first disadvantage is the reader must have the internet facility to view the e-journals and download it. The next disadvantage of e-journal is the cancellation of subscription to an e-journal is made at any time, so you cannot able to access if the subscription is lost. The last disadvantage is it's hard to read in a screen and it is harmful to the user's eyes also. These were the disadvantages of e-journals. Next, we are going to discuss about the e-books. An e-book, also known as an electronic book or a digital book, which is of text and image based publication, and all of those will be in a digital form. It is produced or published to be read on computer or other digital devices. This is called ebook. The text and images which has been published in a digital form and it can be read only on computer or some other digital devices is called ebook. Ebook or the digital book which is equivalent to that of printed book which is available in the market or in the library. So digital book or ebook is equal as that of the printed one. The next ebook is available in a wide variety of formats. Some may be downloaded in full to be read offline, whereas some others cannot be downloadable, only you can view it in the system with the availability of internet facility. These are some of the ebooks. You can visit these sites. My iLibrary, eBrary, EBSCO is a database which consists of more than many number of ebooks, and then the Springer. Here we are going to discuss some advantages and disadvantages of ebooks. Ebooks can be accessed anywhere and at any time as that of e-journals. It has been, we can take notes, we can save it, and we can print out. We can take printout of the ebooks. The next one is the storage space is very less. If you get a printed book and you have to store in a placement, it needs so much of space. Whereas in case of ebooks, a single digital device is enough for storage of books. The last one is there will not be any damage as in the case of printed book. The wrapper will be teared in the printed book or some pages may be damaged, but whereas in case of ebooks that will not be happen at any time. And some of few disadvantages of ebooks are it's procure more number of licenses in order to provide. So you have to get subscription for each and every books, and then only you can view or download the ebooks. This is requires power and battery. The last, publishers use digital rights management software to control access to ebooks. This cost very high, so this is the main disadvantages of ebooks. Next one is the electronic databases. The term database is referred to as a collection of records which may have numeric, text or image based data. If you Google it, the population of Tamil Nadu, it will list the population of Tamil Nadu in, with respect to district. That is called electronic databases. This is an example. You can see all the databases through Google. If it is accessible via www, that's what I said. If you Google it through www.google.com and you can search it anything regarding the databases, statistical things, it will be displayed. It's all available on online database. The types of databases are bibliographic databases, full text databases, statistical databases, and so on. These are the some types of databases. What are the advantages and disadvantages of electronic databases? The main advantage of electronic databases can store very large amount of data. It improves the recovery services and we can take backup of each and every electronic databases. It's easy to input and edit the data. If you want to filter some of the data, you can filter it and you can have it what else the user needs. So that is the main advantage. If we can enable the automatic update. If you want to search the population of Tamil Nadu in 2010, it will be very some crores. You can edit after that while taking the population of in the year 2020. So you can edit, you can upload it so that the fellow people who are going to do research on these topics will get the databases very easily. It can be formatted as that of users decides and easy to query, search, filter and retrieve the required data. These are some of the advantages of electronic databases, and some of the disadvantages will be it is very complex. The cost of setting up the database is very high. The performance of electronic database is much higher when compared to that of printed one. The last one is there will be a higher impact of failure. That's the main disadvantages of electronic databases. Then now e-newspaper. An e-newspaper is also known as an online newspaper or web newspaper that exists on the World Wide Web or Internet. Nowadays, many people are subscribing the digital newspaper and they can share their newspaper to all their WhatsApp groups so that the people in and around the world can access the newspaper of any country in a single touch. The advantage of newspaper is much more immediate and up to date. The news which are flashed at a current time can be viewed and can be read in the e-newspaper, and also it is very easy to access through our smartphones which are available in our pockets. It's of free and it can include wider content. We can have much more inputs for a particular news. And the archive function, that is we can save the newspaper in the archive so that who needs for the next past 6 months newspaper can also be viewed in this archive section of e-newspaper. The main disadvantage of e-newspaper is it requires data to get online e-newspapers. We have to spend more money, and it has been done only via digital way. The payment for used newspaper should be made by digital one. And the older audience, that is the people who are of above 50 to 60 years could not be able to access e-newspapers. So for older peoples, this is the main disadvantage, and it is very costly, and the errors may be arise in these e-newspapers, and many fake news will be available, and the advertisements will be displayed each and every news. That is the main disadvantages of e-newspaper. The next one is the patent, that is e-patent. E-patent is the exclusive right granted by the government to make use of an intervention for a specific period of time. If a people want to invent a new thing and he has to get e-patent, this e-patent will be very useful. That is the main advantage of e-patent. Then advantages and disadvantages of e-patent. Exclusive rights will be obtained at any time. Innovations can be obtained and it can be sparked at any time, easily commercialized. And the main disadvantages of e-patent is it's difficult to acquire, it's difficult in dealing with infringers. That is, the people who are in between, the intermediates will deal more in case of e-patents, and the time will be very limited for e-patents. Then e-thesis and dissertation. This is very helpful for the research scholars who are going to do a research in a topic. So to collect a review, this e-thesis and dissertation will be very much helpful for them. So e-thesis and e-dissertations are playing vital role nowadays. These databases are contained with PhD thesis and dissertations are published through e-format. The main advantages and disadvantages of e-thesis is easy access and can be downloadable at a user's convenient time. It requires very less space, time and energy. If you publish those in a printed way, we have to store it in a library. It requires very large, vast amount of spaces to store. While in case of e-thesis, we require a single digital device to store the n number of theses in their digital devices. The main disadvantage is there might be increase of plagiarism in case of e-thesis will be more available, and there might be many IPR issues, that is intellectual property rights will play a vital role in case of e-thesis. Then we are coming to the conclusion part. I hope you might have understood what is e-resources and what are the types of e-resources, and you can easily identify the e-resources types. This you can easily understand. Now we are in the part of conclusion area. That is, e-resources helps the student teacher to access and obtain more resources other than the textbook which is available in the schools or anywhere in the market. This will help him to utilize those resources in the classroom teaching for the better understanding of the students. Not only merely explain the content which is available in the textbook. If a student teacher can access e-resources, he can explain those e-resources in the regular classroom teaching, so that the student can understand very easily and the classroom will be very lively, because there will be an interaction between the student and the teacher, so that the classroom will be very fruitful and the content will be easily understood by the students. The next, the 21st students have more access to these type of e-resources, because each and every student is having the smartphones with internet facility, so that they can access their content in their home itself. That is, nowadays the classroom teaching is of flipped type. That is, the students are doing their homework in their classroom and doing their work, that is classwork, in their home. That is, they are accessing the content in the home and they are preparing themselves for the next day school. So that nowadays the student, the teachers should have more knowledge and he has to access these e-resources, so that only he can compete in the classrooms. This is the main thing, which gives more resources and inputs which are not available in the printed textbooks. So e-resources plays a vital role in the regular classroom teaching. Here some of the MCQs, you can answer this. Which of the following is not a e-book reader? There are 4 options. You can answer this very easily. Which is not an e-book reader? Mobile, Infibeam desktop computer, and the last one is projector scheme. Which will not be the ebook reader among the following? Mobile is a digital device, so you can access the ebook in the mobile. Infibeam is also a digital device, you can access this. The third one is the desktop computer. Through computer you can access ebook, but projector screen is just a display thing which will not able to have ebook reader facility. So the answer is the projector screen. In the next slide you can find the answer also. That is the answer D is the projector screen. These are some of the references which I have collected to discuss the e-resources and its types. So you can browse this and you can download this material and you can prepare for your regular teaching in the classrooms. Thank you. Now, if you have any discussion, please post it in the email which is being displayed in the course bio section. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.